dead before I said let's fight!
No, that's impossible.
By the way.
BT Dubs is BTW. I'm gonna bust you up. Nope, I'm not coming down. Where am I? Help! Milk! Chance got $5.
The champ got 5 on it.
Back where it came from.
Go back where it came.
Ah, here we go. Oh, fun. Oh, God.
Oh, I tried to go in triple O. No, for me.
Wow. One live, you coward. Oh, no. I should have done that.
Boom. And hello, YouTube. Welcome to the First to 50 podcast, episode 24? 24.
Yep, 24.
I'm Scum. I'm joined by my co-host, Meshi. I couldn't find anything to rhyme with Meshi. It's not the mostest.
There's nothing that rhymes with my name.
It was like you were in the shallow end of the pool and you were somehow drowning. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Nice. Anyways, this is a podcast where we talk about video games, movies, anime, and all that stuff. It's kind of a catalog for the aliens of everything that we do on a weekly basis. So that way they can find out about the most two interesting guys on the entire internet.
They're welcome.
Exactly. See, that's the ego that we need. Our special guest, Meshi's ego.
It's dying.
I was going to make a joke about there not being a chair because it's non-existent and it's not actually here, but it's fine. I guess we'll start with our weekly updates. Or maybe you do have an ego and you're just too scared to, not scared to show it. You don't want to outshine the rest of the world.
Yeah, one of mine is just like so big that it dwarfs yours and you just can't see it.
I see, so... Huh. In our solar system... I can't think of anything. Something about Pluto and you're being Uranus or something. I don't know. I got nothing. It's fine. We're not really good at ad-libbing. Normally we're really on top of things, but my brain is kind of melted right now, which we'll get into later. And anyways, we'll start with my week. This is a fighting game podcast where we sometimes play fighting games, but apparently only I do. And that's okay. Because this week, I decided to play Tekken. I played Season 1 for a little bit just to play Kazuya, because I really like Kazuya. There seems to be a running theme with prideful characters that I'm drawn towards for some reasons, and no one's ever looked better than Kazuya does in this outfit. I'm sorry, this is one of the best redesigns for a character. Look at that jacket.
It is a pretty snazzy jacket.
He's so cool. What he does? He's so cool. Doria. So I got back into it because I heard that they're doing this thing where they're kind of inflating rank points to get people up to blue ranks. So it starts out with like, I guess you call it like not bronze. No color, and then it goes like yellow ranks, which there's like 3 of those, and then green ranks, there's 3 of those, and then there's, I think, orange ranks, and there's 3 of those, and then it gets to red ranks, there's 3 of those, 3 or 4 of those, 3, and then there's purple ranks, there's 3 of those, and then there's blue ranks, and then the gold ranks above that. So they're trying to push everybody all the way up to blue as quickly as possible. So even with a win-loss ratio below 50%, you can still advance in the, what do you call it, MMR, I guess. Like you can go up further in rank even without actually getting over a 50% win rate, which that's not typically how things go. But if you're able to get win streaks, you sometimes double or even like almost triple your points that you gain when you keep going. So I got a bunch of win rates. So I went from essentially season 2 came out and like all the ranks reset. And I pretty much went from the bottom all the way to blue ranks within one night.
I mean that. Damn.
Well, I mean, I did play for a few hours, but it was much faster because last time in season 1, I got to like purple ranks, but I'm also trying to learn, or I play Kazuya, who's a Mishima. They're typically kind of difficult because they have a very strict way to launch people. Like a lot of people could just like mash down 2 in block stun and get a launch punish, but that's not how Mishimas work. So you tend to have to put a lot more work into playing those characters, which is funny because they're like the protagonists. Um, so I was trying to learn a hard character and learn a harder fighting game. Um, but it's been fun. It's been a while since like I think I didn't like Tekken based on like a lot of the systems that were going on, but I'm falling into a 2026. Scum is going to enjoy his characters and not really care about the game. Does that make sense?
Oh, well, good for you.
Yeah, I wanna play my fighting game characters and I wanna enjoy them and just kind of the game is there, but I'm getting back to enjoying hell sweeping and electric wind god fisting people.
So
Pause.
when are you going back to Strive?
It's already back installed, Meshy.
Oh,
We already did a little bit of milieu work on some people and ruined their nights. So we're gonna go for Vanguard. That's gonna be in the works. That'll probably be a few weeks from now, maybe. We'll just see. I fall
hmm.
into this trap of like I have a good session or like I play a character for a while and then like I move on to another game and I start playing it for a little bit. Like I dabble too much and it's hard for me to stay focused. Um, but this
I
week
mean,
it
I
was
get
all
it.
about Kazuya and he's so cool. My frame trap worked every time. Forward 4 into down forward 2. The classic stupid fucking idiot works every time. It carried me because they kept pressing buttons, and then I would just counter hit them, and then do 90 damage on a combo, which is nearly half a life bar, and then just do it again, and then they died.
I
Um,
was gonna ask if that still worked.
yep, it still works. People like to press buttons in this game. For as complicated as Tekken is, I feel as though it lets people feel like they're playing a fighting game without truly learning how to play Tekken. Does that make sense?
You know, I get it because the characters just kind of like flow into like
You
everything,
can,
but that just
yeah, you can kind of mash buttons and get like a combo down pretty easy because a lot of the stuff isn't necessarily executionally like restrictive, if that makes sense. Like doing an electric wind god fist is difficult because you have to press forward, neutral, and then down forward and 2 at the same on the same frame to get the actual Doria to come out. So like that kind of stuff is restrictive, but like you can kind of do combos and launch people and you're kind of just like pressing buttons and double tapping forward then press a few more buttons. It's a fun time, I think, but
it
yeah.
feels good to play without actually knowing what's going on.
Yeah. And then if you want to, the learning curve is kind of like a 90-degree angle. Like, you're like, oh, I want to learn how to play the game. It's like, do you know what strings to duck? And you're like, what do you mean duck a string?
I'm just gonna catch it on the chin. What are you talking about?
You mean I have to learn what strings end in a high off of the first hit, recognizing it on a giant cast of characters with their move lists are like 100 moves long? And then I have to learn which ones I could step to the right or step to the left, or which ones I need to sidewalk to the right and sidewalk to the left, and what strings I need to duck and then punish thereafter. Or it's
You're
so
getting
nerdy.
it.
It's oh my goodness. But Meshi 2026. I'm enjoying my characters. I don't care how complicated Tekken is. I'm just gonna go at my own pace, and it's kind of fun. So we're back in there with the boy. I might be streaming some more rank sessions. Now that I'm in blue rank, I'm starting to get I've reached the people who are like around my level or better than me. So they're starting to resist now. So now it's kind of, we're getting more back and forth rather than just kind of like steamrolling a guy who doesn't know that he has thumbs yet, if that makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Continuing on with my week, because I am so
Active.
illustrious in my video gaming career. I played another character today that I haven't played in a while. We've gotten back to playing the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Virgil. I wanted to actually, so I know how to do technically hard inputs with Virgil. I can just frame judgment cut off most moves that he has. And I've cleared Bloody Palace and all that kind of stuff. And well, I started learning actual kind of like fancy combo routes now and like doppelganger setups with like, so Virgil can summon out a little blue shade of his Devil Trigger form, and you control both of them at the same time based on, you can have one that follows your movements exactly per button press, or you can have a delayed one which kind of does things slower, or you can have an extra slow one, which is he like your button press, he will act off of it like 120 frames later or something. So I'm starting to learn those doppelganger setups, and it's fun. I got my bloody oh, there's the doppelganger right there. I got a bloody palace clear this week that was under an hour of gameplay, because they keep a timer and like you get like time back and whatnot. So I got like a 59-minute clear. Wasn't trying to. I was actually trying to mess around and like do more stuff, but I don't know. I wanna play more because I've only played him for about like 100 hours. I want to see how fancy I can really get with him. And then explain to all my friends who don't know actually what fancy is in Devil May Cry, and have to explain everything that I do to them so they know what I'm doing is impressive, even though they truly don't comprehend what I'm telling them. Yes, nod and say yes, that I'm doing great.
All I know is I'm supposed to get in this single file line for some reason.
for some reason. So yeah, we played. I think I did 2 Bloody Palace runs this week. So I played Tekken, and then we played. I played Devil May Cry 5. We're back. I hope there's a new Devil May Cry happening. I hope there is. I don't know why there wouldn't be, but it's also been like 6 years or something, or 7 years. When was 2019?
Really? Oh, 7 years. 7 years, yeah.
Well, that happened. And then I guess the last bit of video gaming, I feel like I'm getting old, Meshy, because the Bleach characters came out in Fortnite, and I installed Fortnite just to buy Bleach skins and play Fortnite. How do you feel about the guns this season, Meshy?
I like them a lot. I like them a lot more than I did the last time we played, which was probably like 2 or 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, whatever the Halloween season was, we played like once or twice. Yeah, I'm enjoying the guns more. The map I enjoy for the most part. I like the Bleach skins. The transformations are cool with some of the characters that have them, which I think is just Ichigo and Rukia.
Yeah.
JJK characters are in there also, along with Pulp Fiction, John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson.
For some reason.
For reasons. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel as though we played like 2 sessions this week, I think. Like
Yeah, like
4
2
hours just
6-hour sessions. Yeah.
yeah, these flew by. I didn't realize it was like 3 a.m. Um, I don't think my younger self would have been interested in Fortnite in any capacity. Um, as an old man, I'm like, I don't mind just playing with my friends and shooting Zoomers using their mother's credit cards to buy stuff. What does the V for V-Buck stand for?
Virtual?
What do you stand for?
Um, the Pledge of Allegiance.
Wait, can you play as the Lego characters? Are those skins, or is that something else?
There's a Lego mode. It's not a battle royale.
See, I know nothing of Fortnite. I know how to. I mean, we got 2 or 3 victory royales, right?
Yeah. We got
Because
2
we got
back to back.
yeah, the first session we got 2. I just can't remember last night if we got any.
Last night, no, we did not.
We got
We
close
came
though. We got like second
close.
place. Yeah,
Yeah.
real close, real close. But I don't know. It's been. I feel like an extra boomer because then I see like all of these random characters in a video game and I'm like, why are you all here together? This makes no sense to my brain, and I feel like I'm out of touch, but I know it's the kids who are wrong because I am Seymour Skinner. It's a weird, enjoyable perspective. I see like these old grandpas like playing video games on the internet, and that's how I feel like I am with Fortnite.
Hmm. It's an interesting way to think about it, but I
You
get
know?
it.
Yeah, I see Goku and SpongeBob, and my brain kind of like short circuits for a second, and then I kind of
Yeah,
forget where I'm at, and then they say, "Grandpa, you need to go take a nap."
it's mostly the dancing, honestly. If it wasn't for the dancing, it would be half as bad as it is.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You see them doing dances together at the same time, and they're from different franchises, and my brain does it. I just became okay with like guest characters in fighting games. Like I can mentally wrap my head around that, and now Fortnite's just like everything in the kitchen sink. Um, I'm having fun. I bought 2 bundles. I bought the Ichigo bundle. I bought the Orihime bundle. I bought Toji skin. Epic has all of my credit card information. It's over. It's cooked. Um, you can buy a
You
BMW.
can buy a lot of crap in that game.
Good lord, it's too fast. I can't keep up.
Anything for the dollar.
But I can kill people in Fortnite who are probably half my age. Some call me the carry. Who the hell did Yatra reference about being a carry? Jim
Shit,
Carrey.
I don't remember. Oh,
It was
Jim
Jim Carrey.
Carrey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that some call him a carry, and then I nearly left because
Yeah.
that was almost as bad as one of your puns. You don't pull
Nothing
out
wrong
puns
with
very
it.
often, but when you do, you really go for the jugular. You
I
just really
do. Go for the juggy, yeah. If you're
don't
gonna do a pun, you gotta commit.
don't call it a juggy. I can't decide if you're Jughead or Archie. I can't decide.
I
No,
don't
I
know who
eat too
those are.
much. I'm clearly Jughead. You look
All
like you have
right.
grill marks on your hair. You'd be Archie. That's why I always thought about when I saw Archie is that he had grill marks on the side of his head like he'd been on a barbecue grill. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, no, I won't. I refuse to tell you you're wrong because then I'll get hit. I won't have that happen
Well,
again.
I think you know what? I think you've been performing better in Fortnite if I'm being honest.
I think so too.
You bumbled
Other than
up like here
driving.
and there. I mean that was really funny when you tried to pull out of the garage and you just hit the median of between the garage doors immediately.
I nailed that shit.
It's little things, but I think overall your performance, I think your carrying your weight. We're finding out that Royan was truly the dead weight.
I mean, we all knew that, though.
I really questioned if it was you.
Oh, God.
I lied awake at night. I was like, is it Royan or is it Meshy? Clearly, I never blame Yatra for anything.
Right. I mean, how could you? She's too bubbly.
Besides that one time when she rocket like backpack jumped into a tree limb and went nowhere and died. That was pretty funny. After running into a wall trying to drive.
That was so funny. Up and up.
up and nowhere. Sometimes they try. You should totally watch me on Twitch, where I'll be streaming playing Fortnite whenever I'm not doing something else. I guess let's get into your week. I've sucked about 30 minutes worth of this podcast already, and I feel like I just got started. Maybe I'm rambling. What'd you do this week, Meshy? I'll tell you what you did.
Yeah, tell everyone what I did for me.
What the hell is this Legion remix? What's going on with World of Warcraft? I've been out of the game since Classic WoW happened.
Yeah, so I got bored again because I ran out of. I've given up on where. I've not given up fully, but I'm like 95% done with Werewoods Meet. I'm just kind of like
you're logging in for dailies and kind of getting resources and then logging out.
Yeah, so I need something else to do, and this mode is on, and it's going away in like I think it's 16 days or whatever now. And
did you come back for the new community manager? Is that what you did?
Yeah, I came back just specifically for him.
No, you idiot! Her.
Oh,
this is the community manager. I was making a reference that you were looking at the guy sitting in the chair across from whatever. It's fine.
I just assumed it was the fat guy in the chair.
Anyways, I was trying to make a joke about seeing a pretty lady. And never mind. Continue on. What's going on with Legion remix? Wiki.
So it's basically a super sped up version of.
Are you sure you didn't come back for the new community manager?
I mean, sure. Specifically for him, I came back for.
We're just gonna keep running the joke into the crowd. Do I need to rewind the video, Meshy? The pretty lady is the new community manager, Bethany Hudson. There she is.
Oh yeah, I definitely came back just for her.
So you came back for Legion. Was Legion the last time you were truly happy with World of Warcraft?
Because after that was that,
or was Legion the ending of your happiness? Did you get burnt out on grinding?
Legion
weapons?
Legion was the last time I was happy with fully committing to WoW. Where I was actually like enjoying what I was doing. I mean, there was stuff in Legion that wasn't great, but and then it kind of teeter off from there towards the ending. And it was mostly because they had, they finally gave you like the super weapons of your characters and whatnot. So you had like a ton of iconic weapons coming in, and
you were just happy to have the Ashbringer, weren't you?
Yes. I was. I wasn't gonna say it directly, but I was very happy to finally have the Ashbringer.
Because if you don't know, you
had to die for it, but that's okay.
If you don't know, Meshy didn't play vanilla WoW, so he didn't get it from Naxxramas.
Yes.
He started playing during Wrath of the Lich King because he's a Wrath baby, so he didn't raid Nax. But he finally got his hand-me-down Ashbringer when Legion came out because they gave it to every paladin, right?
Yeah, I mean the leaders of the paladins. Yeah, they gave it to.
Were you a leader of the paladins, Meshy?
Some might say one of many.
I dead serious question. Did you join like an RP server with like an RP add-on thing with the character sheets? Did you ever RP in WoW?
I can't RP in WoW to save my life. So no,
Oh, okay. I thought you were
I'm
gonna say I can neither confirm nor deny
no.
whether I had the RP sheet. Okay, gotcha. I just heard that some YouTuber guy who plays a Death Knight talked about the character, like the RP servers and the character sheets that you can have and whatnot. Okay,
That's too much.
I'll start. Stop taking the wind out of your sails. So, how was going back and playing this remix and revisiting Legion again? How was it?
Um, Overall, it's not bad. It's been I don't know how many years now, 10 years or whatever since Legion. I don't know if that's correct or not. Um, but it's been at least like 4 expansions, I think, since then. It's because it's sped up. It's not bad. Like it's still as good as I remember it. Minus like you don't have to do all the bullshit. So I think that's really helping because there was a lot of bullshit in Legion that you had to like do with all like the grinding and all the other crap and all the maintenance and all the like the little stuff. And that's all gone now. So it's like, oh, this is so much more enjoyable. And overall, I enjoy the story. I like the Burning Legion. You finally get to fight them, and um, there's this is kind of like the last time a ton of like iconic characters are all together and aren't either now dead or just kind of not a part of the story. You get to see Illidan again, which is always fun. Who doesn't like a good Illidan? And the game mode is okay. It takes a really long time for your character to feel powerful, which is weird in a game mode about like infinitely scaling your character, but
They make you
um
work for that
yeah.
scaled power. What is it? Was it the same thing like the Pandaria thing where you got like just enhanced build stuff that you could just kind of stack damage on top of other stuff and haste and whatnot, or
So
what?
they kind of changed it this time around.
Hmm.
So like your weapon, which is the artifact, the Ashbringer and
Hmm.
etc. That um increases in level, so stuff that you collect will like power up the buffs on that weapon, and then the gear that you get has flat percentage stats on it. So um the idea is that the weapon gets numbered stats on it, and then as you increase that, the percentage stats are increasing and everything else or whatever. And then as you level the item level of the other stats, those percentages goes up. So eventually you get like a ton of crit or a ton of haste or a ton of mastery, depending on what you want. Um, but it takes quite a while
For
to
you to
get there.
feel brolic.
Yeah. Um, but it's at the end, so everything's kind of like super sped up now, which is kind of when I would want to play it anyway, instead of like, playing it as it was coming out like every month. I think they were doing like new content. The Legion content was coming out like every month or so, I
The
think.
drip feed of the new Legion or the new version of Legion, they were slowly parsing
Yeah.
out for people to enjoy, and then you came in at the end and you're like, oh, the buffet's fully open, perfect, I'll
Yeah.
take a little bit of this.
Out of my way, bitches.
Leader of the paladins is coming through.
Oh, where does one put his Ashbringer? What do you mean the
I do.
rack's full?
What do you mean the racks full? Some of them are just laying on the ground. I do have a question. Okay, so
Yeah.
back in the day, um, for the few like 3 players that actually got the Ashbringer or the corrupted Ashbringer from Naxxramas, you could end up doing a special Scarlet Monastery instance where the entire Cathedral of Scarlet Monastery would just kneel to you walking in, and the mobs wouldn't attack you; they would just kneel before you since you had the Ashbringer. Did you get to do that in Legion if you got the artifact version of it? Like, did you still get that cool, like?
No, because I don't know if it was in Legion, but in one of the expansions they redid Scarlet Monastery and updated it to like a
Oh
new
yeah.
dungeon. So that part's not I think that part's in there anymore. Um
That that's a shame. And they got rid of Upper Blackrock Spire, didn't they? Like Upper and Lower
Uh,
Blackrock Spires.
they turned it into 2 separate dungeons.
Well, it was two separate dungeons in the first
Well,
place.
that now it's like actually like instanced off as 2 separate dungeons, so it's like easier to navigate. You can't just go like fall into the lower one.
Yeah. Fair enough. So what did you just roll a human paladin?
No, because I have so many paladins already.
Oh my god, my
I
eyes rolled. Okay.
it's not my fault. I just really
Well,
like
I'm happy you weren't
paladins.
human. What'd you roll as?
What did I roll as?
Oh, you know you're
Uh
stalling.
oh, I rolled as one of those dragon mages because I wanted to shoot fireballs
Oh,
really fast.
so you weren't? But were you a paladin? I'm confused. Were you a
No, I
paladin?
wasn't a paladin because I've played paladin. Like I've
Oh,
played it to death, so I wanted to try something else in this mode.
you could play the new dragon class in this remix version.
No, you could play the dragon race in this remix version and then just roll a different class.
What class did you roll then?
Mage, because I wanted to shoot giant fireballs rapid fast.
Oh, okay. I thought there might have been a spellcaster version of the new dragon class because they can only
There
be like.
is, but they're not allowed in remix because they weren't that class didn't exist, so there's like no artifact weapon, there's no class hall for
What do
them.
you mean the new dragon class wasn't available in the expansion from 10 years ago, Meshi? How do you feel about that?
I was very sad because I wanted to be that dragon class because I really like that spellcaster.
No, I need you to think about Legion being 10 years old.
Oh god.
Yeah, I wanted to be the dragon class. Interesting. So you were a dragon mage. I never took you for a. Well, you probably were a little bit of an altaholic, right? You just kind of kept playing WoW and
Yeah, and
trying out
trying
most
out
of the
different
classes.
stuff. Yeah, and then they like, they change them every expansion or so, and then they get different, and you're like, oh, maybe I'll actually like it this time, and then you're like, ah, never mind. Yeah,
Basically
yeah,
the
I
same
pay for the
class.
$15 a month. I'm gonna play the.
Fair enough. So how far did you get? Have you done all of the Legion uh content?
Oh yeah, it's super easy. Like everyone else is like massively like stacked. So
So
if
did you
you want
do
to
the
do,
raids and get carried? Like the people
yeah,
with the
yeah,
broken
pretty
builds just,
much. Pretty much.
just
There's always like one guy that's like, "All right, everyone, stand behind me," and then he just walks up to the boss and goes, "Ah!"
behold my remix power.
Yeah, so it's been dumb fun. Like,
Dumb fun. A
yeah,
trip down memory lane, getting to revisit and see familiar faces before they got, you know, Burning Legion gripped and dropped into water to die.
yeah. I don't like to think about it
His
ever.
death scream, it was that voice actor, I'm pretty sure passed out in that recording booth. When he ate it, just,
It's like, finally, it's my time. Ah!
oh, it was good though, man. They killed off him. They killed off who was the cool alliance leader.
Varian.
Y'all never recovered from that. You never got anybody cool after that. You had
No.
his crybaby son and the werewolf.
Yeah. He's a cool werewolf.
I guess he's still a werewolf.
All right. Take everything from me.
Yeah, that's fine. I was trying to set you up to like throw like Sylvana shade at me or something.
Nah, that scars everybody.
It brought me back, Meshi. I was like, thank God there's a horde leader who's actually just committing war crimes and just saying, no, fuck it, it's war, we're gonna kill you. But then it ended up being the outside influence of a retcon from trying to explain what happened in Warcraft.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
Why couldn't they just make her evil? I just wanted her just to be like, fuck it, I'll burn your stupid tree. I hate you. Why can't that not be a thing?
People just can't be evil. They have to have some ulterior motive. They just
I was
can't
like,
be evil.
thank God Vol'jin, the nothing character, just said, I'm dead.
I got
And they were like,
stabbed by.
as I've always loved the undead's whole just they're just how they are, because even the horde is kind of like, we don't really like you. You're like corpses and we don't trust you. And they're kind of like the outcast within their own fact, like their own like side of the war. Ah, damn, it's endearing. Warcraft 3, never forget. Yeah, Shadowlands didn't happen, did it, Meshi?
No, we'll deny every ounce of it.
Arthas was pixie dust. It's so stupid. Okay. Did you have any other thoughts on World of Warcraft Remix Legion?
I think we've covered it.
Any highlights? No, nothing. Just had fun.
Yeah, just had fun.
I hate that you had fun.
Let me have a little fun.
Okay,
Don't
so now
take
we're going to
this
get
from
into the
me.
portion of the podcast where we talk over Meshi before he speaks, and we talk about the things that we watch. We're gonna start off with Meshi. You watched an anime
I
that I'm really
did.
curious to hear about. It's from 2013. This is called Drifters.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled upon it. Like, I got a YouTube short of this samurai guy jumping into a into a fucking mound of people's spears right here. Nope. Okay, it's after this. Um, and I got really curious because it was like, oh, this is like really cool art. Why does this art look so familiar? And then I remembered it's the
The
people that
Hellsing guy?
did the Hellsing.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was
Ultimate.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this might be really interesting to watch. So it took me a while to actually find it. This anime is kind of weird. Uh but like the art style is like
I
really
love the
cool.
art. Stylized. It looks violent.
They
What's
do
this anime
all
about?
so basically I don't you don't get much detail on the well, I don't know if I want to call them gods or reapers or I can't really tell. They're just like outer world entities or something like that. I'm gonna guess
Okay.
some form of god. There's two of them. There's a woman and then the guy at the desk that you saw.
Hmm.
Um, the woman is trying to like destroy this I'm gonna call it a parallel world. Basically, like magic exists there. There's dwarves and like elves and stuff. Um,
Okay.
um, and she's trying to like I guess destroy it or kill all the humans in it, and he's trying to stop her.
I see.
Um, and so she's sending like so basically the premise is that this guy is snatching people right as they die or are going to die.
Hmm.
I don't know why he waited so long to snatch the guy that stabbed himself upon a bunch of spears because he doesn't heal him. He just drops him into the world with all these gaping spear wounds. He's like, "Well, if you live, you live." Um, so he's basically stealing people as they're about to die, and then throwing them into this parallel world.
Uh-huh.
Um, but not giving them any direction whatsoever. He's not telling them what's up. He's just tossing them in there, and
So are all of these doors parallel worlds, or are these
I think
different time
that
periods
they're
within
different
the
time periods.
Okay. And so are they kind of acting like they don't have any really outside influence, but they're picking people for their side and being like, you go over there. I hope this guy's going to do the thing that I want him to do because I think he is a person willing to,
Kind of,
his
yeah.
views might align with mine. So they can't be like directly influencing, but they're like, well, this guy is about to die. So let me take him, put you over there, and please stop that lady's people from doing their stuff while you're doing stuff that I hope that you do, but I can't influence you because that would be cheating.
Yeah. That's kind of what I'm getting from it.
Okay. How far
There's
in
not
are
a
you?
I've finished the first season. I think there's like 12 or 15 episodes, but it really doesn't go into detail about the like what's going on in the background
Mhm.
as much as it is kind of setting up the world and kind of like this guy's what his like overall objective is in the world and how he's going to influence it and whatnot. um it's just really so basically everybody knows that there's these people called they call them drifters that come into
Mhm.
their world, into this parallel magic world. They're
Mhm.
like they've been coming around for like years and years and years. Um
What?
the um that guy's fucking great. I love him. Um there's this empire that the samurai guy first runs into, and I forget what the hell it's called. But basically it's like, oh, they've enslaved the elves.
Okay.
Um and so their first goal, I'm going to call it goal, is they want to free the elves because the one of them wants to like make an army, and he's like, well, I can't use these guys, they're pathetic and they already are ruled by somebody. I'll free these elves, and then that'll be my army, and that's where we're going to start building. So it takes place on like teaching the elves how to fight and blah 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 blah.
Mhm.
But then you learn this empire. You you learn who a drifter came and started this empire. It was once like a peaceful kingdom that was kind of falling apart, and then this drifter came in, and he went to a tavern and he gave like this really big speech, and he got all these people like riled up,
Uh-huh.
and they all went and they killed the king, and then he took over and he started like preaching like the purity of all of these people, and like, oh, you need to rise up, you need to be strong, and you need to fight the lesser races and all that other stuff, and like enslave them or whatever.
Mhm.
um so anyway, then you learn that it was fucking Hitler. So he grabbed Hitler and threw him into this world, and Hitler started his fucking kingdom here. And then like and then you learn like a month after it formed, he died. He shot himself. And you're like, what? And Nobunaga is looking at a picture of Hitler. He's looking at a portrait of him, and he's like, God, that mustache is grotesque. And I was just like, what? Okay, like, all right, yeah. So their whole story is, fighting this empire with the elves, and they,
Mhm.
they free the dwarves, and they're creating this big army, and basically their arc is taking down this empire. It's a good watch. There's the main story is kind of going on in this different section of the world where the woman, her team,
Mhm.
um I think he's called like the Dark King. He basically wants to wipe out humanity. He wants to replace them with like the goblins, the monsters. Like, he thinks they're better than humans are. Like, he's like,
Mhm.
I've been hurt by humans too much. They're terrible, they're destroying everything. I'm gonna wipe them out. I'm gonna replace them with, these goblins or whatever. So you're watching his campaign going on, and like the people fighting him, and um basically at the end of it, it's building up to the conflict where like the Japanese army that's been building up with like the elves and dwarves are going to go to war with the king over on that side, and it's going to be a who wins it kind of anime. But it's a good watch. I really enjoy the characters. It's a weird plot, but I'm like, you know what, it's probably a better isekai than most isekais at this point. So, I'm really hoping it
It's
gets another season.
kind of almost like a more fun well, it's not. Well, it's kind of historical figures. It's kind of like a more thought out, interesting version of Record of Ragnarok, where that was just like, just throw them in the arena together. This one's like, oh, let's take these people out of their like world and their time and put them over here and do stuff over here. And guess what? They're gonna fight the empire that Hitler built and then offed himself and let run rampant. But
Yeah.
I've looked up. So there's 12 episodes, and then there's additional 3 episodes, 13, 14, and 15, that were released with volumes of the manga. So you have essentially OVA episodes. So I don't know if the story completes or if you'll have to read the manga to finish it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know it's been a while since it's come out, so
It's been since
uh,
like 2013 or something. When did Drifters come out? 16. I'm sorry, 10 years ago, Meshi.
but yeah, one of my favorite bits is like when they meet other drifters who are like, from time periods well above their own, like 100 years in the future or whatever. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I know you. You died at this castle. You were pathetic."
Shut up, you!
He's like, "What do you mean I died?"
Yeah, so the reason I'm... Do you want to know how I used to find out about anime, Meshi?
Your friends?
No.
Oh,
Do you think I was friends with people who watched anime?
that would have been my guess, but go
No.
on.
No, Meshi. I was the odd one out in my friend group. Quote unquote friend group. Meshi, I hung out with a lot of like musicians in the underground music scene. They don't know what this stuff is.
Oh yeah, you've told this story before. I should remember this.
Yes, I was friends with interesting individuals of the music scene that were mostly tattooed and whatnot. I was the guy who was like, I like anime too. um, I used to look at like box art for Blu-ray and be like, this looks kind of cool. This has been saved on my Amazon wish list for probably like 10 years because I saw this image. I was like, oh, that looks cool. And I used to buy anime based off of this.
I mean, that's a fair. I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, that's
Yeah, there's a lot of shows that I was just like, all right, I'm gonna buy this and figure it as to see what it's like, because I used to really like physical media. So Yatra, yes, this show does look very cool. I'm glad to hear it's an interesting watch. Because I really love the art style. I'm a big fan of stylized over trying to like do something more photorealistic or whatever. So this is kind of up my alley. Um, Splendid. I completely forgot about this show along with like the other 100 animes that I have on my Amazon wish list. Oh boy. You also watched a movie. Here, let me tell you about it.
no. Go on. Yeah. Tell me
You
all about it.
watched Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
Yeah, I kind of got a little nostalgic because I Lost
Was this
World.
before or after I said, remember the new Jurassic Park and how disappointing it was?
I don't think
And
that's the reason that I watched this, but it feels like maybe something that might have triggered that I was like, oh yeah, this movie exists. Um, but I just felt like watching like a good dinosaur movie.
Mhm.
But I've seen Jurassic Park like so many times. That was like, but I haven't seen, and I was like, I'm not doing 3. That one's okay. I'm not doing any of the new ones. Those are fucking awful. Um, so I might as well do kind of the one that I haven't seen the most. I've only seen this movie like twice, so I guess this is like the third time I've seen it.
I'm
Um,
watching this trailer. I don't think I've seen this movie.
how?
Is the kitchen scene where the raptor hits its face on the reflection this
That's the
movie?
that's the first one.
Is this is Clever Girl in this
No, it's in the
movie?
first one.
I don't think I saw this movie. I don't think I saw the second one. I wasn't a dinosaur kid. I was a ninja kid, Meshi. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, I mean, Well, huh? Go figure.
That's so funny. I don't think I saw this movie. Tell me about it. Well, what was it like going back to it?
um, it was an enjoyable watch. Like, it's got fucking oh my god, Jeff Goldblum in it. Who doesn't love a good Jeff Goldblum? Um, I felt really bad for him in the movie because
Why?
like he lives through Jurassic Park and he was like it was terrible. Like
Hmm.
he's basically an adamant like I'm not taking your hush money. I need to tell everybody what you're doing. You're fucking around with these things and people got killed and blah 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 blah. Um and nobody cares or the company doesn't care and
Hmm.
but I felt really bad for him because like his John Hammond wants to send him out to that island, a different island, but one of the ones because the dinosaurs are roaming free and they're all in nature now, and they're forming herds and they're living like they should be
Hmm.
as animals. And he's like, I want to protect that, but in order to protect it, I need to document it. Blah 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 blah. Whatever. I mean, he's like, so I want to send you out there with a team. And
Hmm.
he looks at me, he's like, you're batshit crazy. I'm not going back onto that island, and nobody should. The first thing I'm going to do is call every single person that you put onto this team roster and tell them it's a fucking stupid idea. Don't go. And he's like,
Hmm.
well, one of them's already there. And he's like, who? And then he finds out it's his girlfriend. He's like, you son of a bitch. She's like, well, she was very adamant.
No.
So
Hmm.
basically, he goes back to the island to save his girlfriend. Um, and she and along the way, before like he calls his kid um to the place where the RV is. It's like a combat RV that they're building. Um and he tells her, "Oh, I have to leave. You're going to this person's house, blah 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 blah." And she's like, "Oh, you always abandon me and whatever." And he like, it's a big like, "Oh, we're a divorced family" kind of thing, blah 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 blah.
Hmm.
And then there's an off-put joke about, oh, he's like, "Well, you have your gymnastics tryouts next week." He's like, "Oh no, they kicked me from the team." And he was like, "Oh, whatever." It's like a one-off thing. It's like, okay. Um, and so he goes to the island. His daughter sneaks into the RV and gets taken with him. He
Oh.
meets up with his girlfriend, is like, "We're leaving right now." She's like, "No, I'm not leaving. What are you talking about?" And like what irritates me is that no, like he's trying to explain why it's a really bad idea to be on this island with these dinosaurs because he's experienced all the shit that goes wrong
Hmm.
and nobody
Firsthand.
listen to him. and they're
Oh my
and
goodness.
she's just like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna be fine. I'm okay. I've lived with predators all I've studied lions and blah blah blah. And he's like, no, you don't understand. And like she's not even like considering it from his point of view. She's just considering it as a, oh, you're just you just
You're
don't want me to be
paranoid and
here.
whatnot. I know. I've essentially lived this. It's like, no, no, no. I watched Newman from Seinfeld get eaten alive on a shitter. You don't understand what I've seen. And she's like, no, no, no. I've been around a bobcat. I'll be fine.
Yeah, basically. And what's worse is that his daughter is there while they're having this conversation, and she's like, I think she's supposed to be 12 or 13,
Hmm.
and nobody gives a fucking crap except for him that his daughter is on an island with dinosaurs that could eat her. Like nobody cares. She's like, "Oh, well, she's just rebellious and spirited." Like no, I need to get her off this island right now. What are you guys
I need to
talking about?
keep my child safe, you idiots. This is a liability beyond any liability. Oh my goodness. That is.
um but, and then the plot unfolds and the dinosaur antics to be had and people are getting eaten left and right and they have to escape the island and it's a good Jurassic Park movie uh, while they're on the island except for one scene which is when it's revealed why the gymnastics plot was brought up in the start, which is they're being hunted by they're being in this garage, um, and they're being chased by velociraptors, and one of them is standing next to a window, and the daughter sees these pipes hanging from the ceiling, and so she jumps onto them and starts doing her gymnastics routine. And I don't mean just like, building up speed to like, hit him.
She's doing
She's doing like
choreography.
she's doing the whole like back and forth and flipping over the things. And then she winds up the thing and then just power kicks it through the window. And it's like, no, you would have hit that thing and just been like, ah!
And then just actually fallen back from kicking it because of just
Yeah.
the sheer mass difference.
She weighs like 50 pounds.
At most. Oh, bless.
And it was just
But
like,
it's a little
yeah.
cheesy and dumb. It's a little thing of like, oh, kids, you can do cool stuff like kick a velociraptor. And it's like, no,
Mhm. But it's good. And then they leave the island, and there's this whole like plot about a T-Rex running around San Diego and blah blah blah. But that part of the movie isn't great. Like you could pretty much, when they leave the island, turn off the movie, because after that it's just kind of meh. But while
They just
they're
wanted
on
to
the
get-
island,
uh-huh.
it's great. It's a good movie. It's a good Jurassic Park movie.
Well, I'm glad I'm glad it held up enough to be an enjoyable watch, because I wonder what it would be like going back to those older movies. I haven't seen them, or I haven't seen them I haven't seen the first one in who knows how long. And apparently, I've never seen this movie. What happened to the third one?
In the third one, somebody's kid is with their stepdad, or I think it's their stepdad. He brings him on like this parasailing adventure where they get really the guys who are driving the boat while the stepdad and the kid are in the parachute are like, we're not getting any close to this island. He's like, I'm gonna give you $500 if you do. And they're like, all right. And so basically they get the boat people get killed off, and then the stepdad and the kid have to parachute onto the island. And so so basically the parents who are on the mainland are trying to get a rescue team for their son.
The Lost Parasailing Children. I didn't see
yeah.
this movie either.
It's okay. It's not super great. It's from what I understand, it was a movie that was being written as they were filming it. So but it's still better than Rebirth.
No quarter mesh. You can't give them any leeway. I don't care if they were writing it on napkins in between takes. If it's cheeks, it's cheeks, but nothing can be worse than Rebirth. That movie was ass for the amount of star power they had in it, for it to be used for nothing.
Oh man, was it used?
It was a dinosaur with a zit on its forehead, Meshy. It was so stupid with an extra pair of arms.
And you saw him for like 2 seconds.
It was called the D-Rex. Is there not a zoomer on staff to be like, that's a bad idea? You're calling this thing the Penis Rex. Oh, it's so dumb. All right.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. We never got to talk about this, Meshy. I saw it the week it came out, and you subsequently saw it later and just decided not to burden me with something that I had previously saw, so you never brought it up.
Correct.
The Chainsaw Man movie, which is interesting because I watched the whole first season and then watched this movie. You just went into this movie essentially blind because you saw like 3 episodes and I think stopped watching.
Yeah, I haven't actually even seen any like full episodes. I've just seen like clips of it.
Okay. So how'd you like the movie overall?
I actually really enjoyed this movie. Like a lot more than I thought I was going to, because just kind of like Chainsaw Man on its own, I was just kind of like, eh. Like from the clips I saw, I was just like, this is doesn't. I don't know. It didn't really like tick any boxes for me. But then I watched the movie on your recommendation because it was like good, and I was like, oh
Mhm.
wow, this is actually really good, and like I don't really necessarily need to know what the fuck is going on to like understand a lot of what happened in this movie.
Yes, it was a very self-contained story for the most part, which that's what I enjoyed about it. Was sure I got the little hints and nods to the things that happened previously, but for overall as a viewing experience, you can kind of watch this and be like, yeah, I got to watch this story about these two people kind of unfold and see where it went. Um,
Yeah.
did you watch the dub or did you watch subtitled? You
Um,
remember? Were you reading subtitles during the movie or did you just?
I believe it was the dub.
Same here. And I thought it was good.
Yeah, no, I had no problems with it.
Um,
Other than the
it's
fact
fun.
that that kid's life is fucked up.
Oh, bless. And if you don't know the rest of the backstory either, God bless. Because I don't know if you know anything about Denji. Um,
Not
he, he
exactly, no.
he inherited a lot of debt from his dad,
Oh shit.
so he's hunting devils with the little chainsaw devil as like a pet, while selling off his organs. He sells an eye, a testicle, and like some other stuff just to get money to be paying off the guys that own his dad's debt.
I did not know he was selling his own organs.
Yes,
That's
and then
so fucked
this
up.
is all within the first episode, and then he dies horribly,
Oh, is
like
this even
getting
before he could like regenerate?
yes, he's a
Oh,
normal guy with a pet devil that he uses to hunt devils. So he's just a guy, and he's selling off his human organs. So he's
Jesus.
walking around with an eye patch. He lives in a shed with nothing. His only companion in life is this little chainsaw devil. And then this is all within the first episode. He gets torn apart by zombies and thrown in a dumpster.
Maybe I
It
should watch this anime.
you know it Meshi, I would rewatch it with you just to watch it. Yeah, I don't know. It's this weird trend of like anime movies like getting a like time to shine and then performing well enough in the box office that everybody's like, "Oh, let's
Maybe I judged you wrongly.
well, it's just cinema being like, "Okay, let's release stuff over there now and let them see it." Um how was your theater? Do you remember how many people were there for your viewing? Was there very many?
There was like nobody there.
Same here. I don't think people go to the movies anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I did also wait a really long time.
I mean, I was there on
For
opening week and there was hardly But have you noticed movie theaters used to be like this, and then they've now I don't know how they're where you're at. Every theater I've gone to around here has massive reclining seats, and there's like half the amount of seats that used to be inside theaters.
Nah, mine aren't like that yet.
Okay. Yeah, because every place I go have these massive armrests. The entire thing reclines, and there's like maybe like 30 or 50 seats in the entire like theater.
Dang.
Yeah, it's nice because you're not like shoulder to shoulder with people or like worried about the armrest because you essentially have an armrest on each side that's like two put together. Anyways, maybe I just have nice theaters and whatnot. Yeah, I just was just curious how much you enjoyed it and whatnot, and because it is, I'll be honest, it's a little artsy fartsy. There's a lot of cool action and fights and stuff, especially when she starts going off. Like, it goes from like a crawl of just like almost slice of life into, oh god, people are just exploding and dying left and right.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that's kind of like to its credit, like because I usually need a little bit of action, like right off the not right off the bat, but
Mhm.
like basically I didn't mind the slice of life. Like, because I just felt so terrible for him, like, the entire time. I was like, "Oh god. Ugh,
As you're watching him just
I'm
get
invested. Oh, no."
yep, and it just keeps going. It keeps going on from there. Oh man, and some of this, like, because I really like the messy art, especially when it really went off with like the tornado baby drain demon thing.
Yeah, that weird.
I'm just glad I got to see this art like on a giant screen because it was pretty to look at. And I don't know, it's not too often where something gets a lot of praise and whatnot for being almost a feel bad movie, right?
Yeah.
You're not coming out the other end of this movie being like, oh, I feel great. It's more like, fuck.
I have feelings.
I have feelings. Do you happen to know if they're doing another movie or are they just releasing another season of the anime?
I think they're just doing another season.
Um,
I I think we're gonna see a lot more anime either introducing seasons as movies or ending as a movie.
yeah, because what the Demon Slayer's been like doing their like end with like, is it 2 or 3 movies now?
I know I think
Because
season 1 ended with a movie, but I don't think
yeah,
that one
the
arc
train
ended with
movie,
one. Yeah, the train movie. I don't think there was a movie after that one, but I could be wrong.
except for the Infinite Castle.
Like, yeah, except for the Infinite Castle.
Um, Yeah,
Um,
I'll be interested. It's been really funny because it was literally Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, the JJK in a 3 month like back to back. It was just like this month, boom, Demon Slayer. Next month, Chainsaw Man. Third month, JJK. Which that JJK movie, I liked it, but God, the experience of watching that movie is completely different from this movie.
yeah.
Cause I don't, because you didn't. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it yet, but the way the way that you've described it doesn't really make me want to go see it.
Yeah, it's kind because you don't even get necessarily like the full fight between like Sukuna and uh starts with an M. Who's
Maharaga
the
or
curse
whatever.
Autoraga? Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't even get the full fight of that. You get the feint, which is like the funniest part of the whole like fight, right?
Yeah.
Where Sukuna goes to do the chop and he stops. And he's like and then he does the side swipe. And he starts adapting. That whole fight's really cool, but you don't even get that full fight. You have to watch Nanami die. God damn, like that. Never speed ran Heartbreak so fast in my
I
life.
would I love the idea of like the movie being like really fast, quick recaps, and then it just getting to the Nanami dying thing, and it's the slowest part of the movie. And they just like purposely are like, we're gonna drag this one out.
I wish they would have. It hurts so bad because he punches that guy in the face, and then it cuts over, and then he gets lit on fucking fire. And then he does his little thing, and they chop it up like quickly, like he doesn't get his whole vacation of chopping through curses. And then I leave the rest to you. God damn. All right, cheer me up, Meshi. You watched another video game movie. Another movie you watched this week was a video game. Let's just
Oh, that's right. God, I already forgot. This movie is so fucking forgettable that I forgot that I told you I watched it. Um, Five Nights at Freddy's. Fucking don't watch it. Uh, like the first one, for its faults, wasn't great either. Um,
yeah. I don't.
but like it was more watchable than this one was.
That's saying something.
Um, this one was just like so eh. Like like it's a different Five Nights at Freddy's, they have multiple locations. So it's a different location. It's basically the one of the girls died and she blames all the adults that were there because they didn't help her at all.
Mhm.
And her soul gets sucked in, or I don't know how to explain it, but basically she gets into I think it's the mimic, which looks fucking awful. Like it's I don't know if they like animated it that way on purpose, but it just looks terrible. Like it just I don't know if they like animated it so terribly so it would look creepy. It seems so bad on purpose, basically.
Mm.
It
Gotcha.
it
Okay.
reminds me of someone wearing like a skin tight black suit with like a white mask on, and they made the fingers a little bit longer, and then they're
This thing
walking
back here.
around. Yeah, that thing. It's just like, granted, I don't know what it's supposed to look like in the game, but like
Mhm.
it can go inside of other robots and take them over, and it can go inside of people and take them over. So, and when it takes you over, it puts on this really shitty clown makeup on you that looks fucking god awful. Like, who painted this on your face? Like,
This is so interesting here. Okay, just because I can. Um, like that's what it's supposed to look like.
yeah,
Like the inside of one of those animatronic things. And the fact
yeah,
that they made it essentially they made it one of the Hellraiser Cenobites with a funny mask or like a bad mask, like tight leather bodysuit and whatever. That's interesting that that's the direction they went.
yeah. And like, the plot's not great. I mean, I'm not expecting too much for the plot. But like they go back to that fucking family, and like the his sister, or
Mm-hmm.
I think it's his sister, right? Or adopted sister or something. She's like, "Oh, I miss my friends." And he's like, "Oh, well, they turned him off, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to protect her from them. She's getting mad at him because he won't let her see them. She goes
Mm-hmm.
to the place and basically revives them. And it turns out it's not the real ones she revives. She revives the ones being controlled by the mimic. Um and he gets really mad at her for hanging out with these things, which is like understandable, and she's getting all pissy, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um and like the whole plot is like the mimic can't leave the building.
Okay.
Well, actually none of them can leave the building because the cop, I don't know if you remember, she's the daughter of like the main villain guy.
Okay.
Um
Yeah.
she she's also like the love interest of the main dude now ish. She put into I don't know if she did it or if somebody did it. She basically put it into the computer, a computer program that basically, like, if they leave the building, their batteries will start rapidly draining and they'll shut down. So like there's a fail safe in place. So the whole plot is like it trying to get her to come back and enter the code to turn that feature off. Um and they do that by befriending the girl and trying to get her, using her as the tool, and then getting the lady to turn it off for them, which they eventually do. Um and like it's so stupid. So the tiny child is in a this
Mm-hmm.
I have to the tiny child is in a science fair, The
Okay.
teacher hates the child. She's
Okay.
like openly is like, you should not be at my science fair kind of
I
person.
hate you.
I hate you and your weirdness. So she, with the help of the robots,
Mm,
builds like a tiny, I think her name is Chica, tiny Chica robot.
okay.
Looks like the bird one. That's transparent. She takes it to the science fair. The teacher's like, why are you here? She's like, oh, I got something for the science fair. It's like, I thought you weren't gonna be here. And she's like, well, he's like, there's no tables. And he's like, there's no tables. And she looks over, there's like empty spots. She's like, oh, there's a table right there. I'll go set up. And so he's
No, no,
like,
no.
well, then he's like, no, 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 no. Like, here, let me help you with it. And so he grabs it, and then he fumbles it, and then drops it and cracks it. He's like, oh no, your science fair project. Guess you can't be here. And so she gets really upset. She goes to Five Nights at Freddy's place. She tells them
Mhm,
what's going on, and the Chica robot, the actual Chica robot, goes with her.
mhm.
Um, and there's the whole joke about the Uber showing up and being like, "Oh, it's the same Uber from last time, from the first movie." And she shows up to the science fair with this robot that's so much taller than her, and everybody there except the teacher believes that she built it.
Oh my. There's like,
So
yeah, sure
she's like,
did.
I built this robot. He's my friend, and blah 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 blah. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, wow, it's amazing. It's a fucking kids movie, whatever. But then the the robot sees the teacher and basically goes, "Oh, I'll be right back." And she goes and she like smashes his face in. Um, so that was funny. Um,
Uh, was
but
that the most fun you
ultimately,
had watching this movie?
that was the most fun I had watching this movie because it's the teacher is it's the red stapler guy.
Oh my
You
god,
have my
yes.
stapler.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
so that was good. But the movie is just like, it's so terrible. Like the love interest and the guy have a fight where he's like, I'm just trying to like save you from yourself because he was dealing with his brother's death and how
Mhm.
it was haunting him, and he's trying to help her with her dad's death and all the stuff that he did. And she's like, you're trying to fix me, there's nothing wrong with me, blah blah blah, that trope. So they end up having a big fight and they're like, whatever. And so the movie basically ends with them having confronted the mimic that was in the child's home, having this big old fight or whatever.
Mhm.
And then the original Five Nights at Freddy's characters, who were the actual kids, showing up to the house, um, and beating up the mimic for them. And so they're leaving the house after the kids die, um, thinking they've won. And then the girl and the guy have this big fight. And then basically the mimic silhouettes up behind her and takes control of her. And that's when the movie ends.
Oh my
It,
god,
it
so they're
like,
setting up for a third one?
they're setting up for a third one, but like I remember watching the movie and like blinking and going, "It's over." Like what the fuck? Like that's how they ended it. Like it just seems so like
Rushed and just kind of slapped
rushed,
together.
and then suddenly like, oh, we need an ending. This happened, and like the movie's over. And it's like, okay, I don't know. It was just. I remember just being like, this is not worth my time, but I'm gonna watch it anyway because I've already put it on.
And you
The
saw it through
first,
to
the
the end, so I don't have to.
Yeah, it's worse than the first one.
And the first one was awful.
It's just like it would have been okay, but the mimic looks fucking awful. And like I don't know how it takes control of people. I can only assume it goes inside of them, but it
Mhm.
doesn't ever show it going inside of their mouth. It disappears behind them. So I can only assume it's
It's like, what kind of budget do these things have? Five Nights at Freddy's is the weirdest thing to me because it was this indie thing that came out that ended up having like this long string of lore and stuff buried in this kind of like simplistic indie game. And I mean, for fuck's sake, that one guy got like mad rich just talking about the fucking story of the fucking game.
Yeah.
Um, it's just so weird that because I even looked at it because I was like, is this how the fucking games go or whatever? If they would have just followed like the initial like plot of the first game, the changes they made no sense. It's like one of those weird things where like an executive be like, I don't like that. Let's do something else and make this person somebody else and make this person somebody else. And I was like, well,
We
why are
got to have an
you?
actual child in there somewhere.
It's like this doesn't make any whatever. I don't understand the games either. It happened at a time that I wasn't paying attention to the internet. Was this like 2010 or something?
Yeah, it was early.
Five Nights at Freddy's. When did this get released? The original FNAF was released in 2014. Okay, yeah, I guess I just wasn't paying attention to the internet or games at that time. Whatever. 2 thumbs down. We haven't been rating anything, but that thing got a big old.
Yeah.
Let's talk about another movie that made me feel kind of old. Working as a janitor, living a depressing life, and then getting diagnosed with like brain cancer, and then getting thrown into a vat of toxic goo and becoming a monster with super strength and a funny mop that he kills people horrifically with. I think I'd recommend it.
Yeah,
There's some
no,
good ones.
it's a lot more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be. It's just dumb fun with a lot of fucking visceral death.
Visceral. Um,
Plus, there's the great bit of those of those that fucking cop is being like, "Let me see them hands," but already firing like 8 shots.
just immediately. And the one guy at the beginning who gets killed, he won't die. He keeps getting back up, and they finally harpoon him out of a window.
Oh
Oh
shit!
yeah, it was pleasantly fun. I'll give it that. I think that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah,
Unless you have anything to add.
no, pleasantly fun. That's a good description.
And God, man, I can't tell you the last time that I reacted to violence in such a manner that I was like, holy shit, like, am I old or is this just no, it just came out of nowhere? Because you see like a lot of like Terrifier movies and those things, and they're violent, but it's also kind of like I think like done cheesily, but this one used practical effects and a lot of CG stuff, and the impacts were just like, boom, that guy's body's like half missing now.
Yeah,
I don't know. But you watched the third Knives Out movie. Now I've only seen the first one.
really, you've never seen the second one?
Yeah, I didn't know there was anymore. I really enjoyed the first one. I think it had a really star-studded cast, very enjoyable to watch.
Well, the second one also has a very star-studded cast. This one has Jeff Bridges. Um,
Did they put Jeff Bridges in a coffin?
yes, they did. So I like this one more than I like the second one,
Mhm.
mostly because I think I liked the characters in the third one more than I like the character. Like the like none of the characters are like people I would ever hang out with. Like
Oh
they're
yeah.
terrible fucking people. In the
Mhm.
well, I guess in all of the movies they're all terrible fucking
Yeah.
people. I guess
Awful,
that's kind of the
narcissistic,
point.
evil, awful people. Yeah, just
Yeah.
terrible.
But I think I liked the third movie's people more.
I'm sorry, just
Just a little butt pat.
just in the preview, like, huh? Did he really just? Anyways, continue. I'm sorry.
um and I thought the like the whole like who done it mystery thing was a little bit more interesting overall.
Mhm.
Um and it just kind of kept not necessarily kept you guessing, but being like, oh, that just got revealed. What the like what?
That's pretty good. You love some good graffiti.
You love some good graffiti. They fucking painted those rocket ships great. Um,
Yep.
but no, like the mystery is solid. You it's a mystery you could definitely figure out yourself
Mhm.
if you're paying attention. It may be a little bit more obvious. I don't know if it's super obvious, or maybe I just enjoyed it enough the first time that I watched it where I was like, oh, it's definitely not this person. And then you kind of narrow it down towards the
Mhm.
end, like, oh yeah, okay, that's what happened. Um, but no, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I recommend it. I give it like a 8.6
Ooh, 8.6.
from yeah.
Do you think you liked it more than what were those other murder mystery movies that we watched with the French guy?
Oh yeah.
Like
I
the
think I
third one to the
did.
third one.
Yeah. Third the Haunting in Venice versus Wake Up Dead Man. I think I like this one more.
Hmm.
Um oh man, that's really difficult.
But did it
Because I
scratch
liked
that itch
both.
of
I
a murder
liked both.
mystery?
Yeah, they both scratch the itches of the murder mystery. Um, I probably like Knives Out more though.
That's fair. I was curious because it just reminded me all the stuff was lining up and just being like, oh yeah, it's just kind of fun murder mystery. Because I really like that first. What was the train one called?
Um, not the Polar Express. Murder on the Orient Express.
Yeah, that one. I really enjoyed that one. So who knows? Maybe I'll end up watching the Knives Out movies. Sorry, I'm pulling this here. So I said last week I was gonna do it, and I did it. I sat here in this chair. Well, I was actually doing pull-ups and working out too. But I watched all of season 2 of Alice in Borderland. Let's
Where
talk
to
about it,
start?
Meshi. I'm just gonna
So
say, out of the gate, season 2 was far better than season 1.
yes.
Meshi, I had a similar reaction when this season started off with people literally getting liquefied with an anti-tank sniper.
Oh my God, yeah, they did.
People were blowing up into a bloody mist, and it was horrific. Like I'm starting to feel old because I'm reacting to violence in a way that I wasn't used to, because it was just out of nowhere. Because the first one, yeah, people died and whatnot, but you didn't literally have people getting blown apart with 50 caliber bullets just fucking taking out half their body.
I mean,
um
and to be fair, you didn't even know the game, what the game was, or what it started, or anything. Like I think he's the king of clubs. I think that
Spade,
was
king of
him,
spade.
king of spades. His game was just like when
I'm
I
gonna run
remember
around and
watching
kill
it.
people with guns.
Yeah, I remember watching it and being like, "What the fuck game is this?"
And it's just literally just okay. Well, we're just gonna start just showing mass shootings, and it's like, holy shit. We're gonna get into all the different games going across all the different episodes, but it starts off with essentially a guy with guns and getting ammo dropped to him, just running around and shooting everybody. And everybody else, guess how they get out of the game? They go play other games.
Yeah.
They run because his game is taking place across the entire city.
Yeah.
So and what's funny is like people are literally getting mowed down left and right. It's one guy. I thought he had a squad with him when he started out. Like he's got like a sniper and like maybe a group over here. No, it's just him. He's just somehow everywhere shooting every gun. um I will say for the first episode, so it started out real strong. Um, and the other thing that pleasantly surprised me, and I don't know if it had any impression on you, the car chase scene of the King of Spades chasing the main cast was really good.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There was a lot of long shot because you see a lot of car chases and it's a lot of shaky cam and it's constantly cutting every 2 seconds to try to make it look fast. There was a lot of really long shots nonstop with no cuts, and it looked good because most of the time I hate car chase scenes. I'm like, oh my god, this is the fastest 15 miles an hour we've ever gone before. But this one was, and it made sense too within the context of like there's a bunch of broken down cars and they're weaving in and out of them, and it still looked like they were going fairly fast for what was happening. Um, so I actually really enjoyed that. So that's the one thing I wanted to talk about was the camera work, the director and the shots they set up were it really pulled me in like from the jump. Um, Whoever directed this, they know what they're doing because it got me hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, somebody
Um,
said, "Okay, you can have some budget."
yeah, I maybe the first one got enough people in, and they kind of started to splurge a little bit. Um,
Yeah, that definitely is kind of what happened. But yeah, that
and
car
then,
where he fucking like appears crawling up the backside of the car with him when those guys are like,
oh my,
"We should just go and we have enough time. Let somebody else deal with this." And he just fucking
and
shoots all of
he
them
starts.
through the roof.
So what happens is the King of Spades climbs on top of the back of a car, gets on top of the roof, and starts headshotting these four people who are just trying to drive away. And it's horrific. He's the most terrifying boogeyman that's ever existed. Um, the grabber ain't got shit on the King of Spades.
Can I be honest? I
Yeah.
thought the reveal of his face,
Hmm.
um, I thought he was just gonna be some fucking Call of Duty nerd. Like I really was expecting that.
Something. Yeah, when you finally find out who he is, like, I thought it might have been like, oh, it was gonna be some so and so all along or some shit.
Yeah,
But it ultimately just ended up being,
mercenary man.
yeah, and there he is, mercenary man. Uh, he just wore all black and he had Kevlar and he just shot people a lot. Um, and this is, I guess, is a lot more fresh for me because how long has it been since you've watched this season?
It's been 2 weeks now.
Okay. So after we get done with that horrific start, like what, like horrific as in like it pulled me right in.
Yeah,
Just the horrific just massacre that happens. What a way to start a season. And then you get the chasing in the car, and then they end up having to split up. Right? Because a smart guy, uh, we're not going to go by their names just because it's this Japanese name X, and you don't know who that is. Um,
yeah.
the brainiac dude gets separated, right? And he has to go off on his own because he doesn't get in the car because guess what? The King of Spades threw a grenade at the car, and he's like, "That's not good." And the brainiac guy just leaves.
I love how he just stood around and was like, "You know what? That's a 50 caliber rifle." As like people are getting like melted around him.
Yeah, he's just like, "Yeah, that sucks."
It
And I
sucks to
like
be
how
you guys.
they're getting in the car and they're like, "Run!" And he's like, "All right." And he starts going. And he looks down, sees a grenade. And he's like, "That's not good." He just backs up, and he gets separated. And the business lady Anne, I think, gets separated at the same. No, she drives the car,
Yeah, she
and
drives.
they get separated after the crash. So the business lady goes off. So it ends up being the guy who worked at the mechanic place. I think his name's Tata. I think.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You have the girl with like the fighter girl from the first season, and then you have I call her Miss Hardcore Parkour. And
Accurate.
the make yeah. I will say also the sentimental scenes of him like reminiscing about his friends who died in the first season. they were really well done. And you know me, I'm a stickler for sentiment. So if you don't come like genuine, and I watched this dubbed, by the way, so this had the English dub the whole time.
Yeah.
Those scenes were so well shot, especially when he goes to get the birthday cake, yakitori or whatever, the instant noodles.
Yeah.
And he's just thinking, and just that wonderful way of looking back at better times in life and whatnot. That convenience store scene really got me good. It got me right in the feels, Meshy. Everything about this first episode dragged me in, and it leads into, so they're trying to run away from this guy, the King of Spades, right? So what do? They go to join a game, and they join another king game, the King of Clubs, because it's a Japanese and their clubs. They love their after school activities and their team ups. So they join the King Clubs and it ends up being a club game. And it ends on literally the king coming out and he's a nudist. And it's like episode cut. Naked guy cut.
Put some clothes on. Nah. Just
Um,
gonna run around this fucking shipping container parking lot with no shoes on.
and like, what a contrast to guy mowing people down in the streets for a game, and then we swap over to, all right, well, we're gonna do 5-on-5. One person has to protect the base while the other two, or the other, people run around, look for shipping containers to have a point prize inside, or you could tag people and have more points to steal points from other people. So it's kind of like, I guess, team tag, kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like a team capture the flag with like ways to earn additional points.
Um, and it was just,
But
it was a fun game, and I kind of like the strategy stuff back and forth that ended up happening with it.
it it was also kind of interesting because this is like the first time you get to like look at the people that make, because the kings or the queens make
Yeah,
their own game.
yeah.
So it's like, oh, they must be like super smart or like whatever, and then you find out like, no, we're just kind of winging it. This might be how the game should work. We haven't actually played it before yet.
Yeah, we're here. We used to be a band. We're all really good friends, and yeah, we're gonna play this game. I'm gonna show you how it works, and all right, good luck. Walk,
And I
and the amount of ass shots of this guy is just hilarious. It's just buns on screen.
just in case you forgot, I'm nude.
Oh, you know, I didn't even recognize the dude who got burnt in the first season because he ends up having to join our cast of 4 people, right?
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out who that was.
Because he's burnt and he's covered up like 3/4 of his face, so it's hard to recognize who he is. And it's been forever since I've seen the first thing, but yeah, it was really it was a fun second episode, and
I do love how they were like, when their team is strategizing and they're like, okay, we can't just divide the points evenly. That would be really stupid. And they fight the other team and they're like, you divided the points evenly? And they're like, yeah.
it's like it's that theological debate thing where he's like, yeah, we're all equal parts of this team. And they're like, wait, they didn't even think about it. And then they pull ahead by like, okay, we're just gonna rush the opponent team or the main character's team's base. All 4 of us are gonna run at the the flag, and if any of us get touched, we're gonna die. But he can't kill all of us. And they take the lead, and then yeah, then ultimately at the end of it, Tata, the mechanic guy, after you found out he dropped a car on somebody,
Oh my god, brutally.
he just wasn't paying attention to the jack anymore and was just kind of daydreaming, and it dropped on a guy who's working long hours to provide for his family, and it crushes his hand. So he feels bad. And he's like, well, I can I've come up with a plan. I'm gonna give the main character my wrist thing, but I have to crush my hand in order to give it to him. Um, yeah, and he ends up bleeding out doing that. But our band of characters ends up winning the first game, and the nudist guy gets shot from the sky laser, and he falls into the ocean. That's the other thing too. I wanted to comment on. What's funny is when you have things like Japanese things or like dubbed in English, when you get into like the theological debates about things, it doesn't translate very well to English.
No, it does
Because
not.
there's a lot of thing like in Japanese like speaking that's very like words are almost like constructs and have multiple meanings and whatnot, and there's a lot more like broad whatever. But when you translate that to English, it kind of is like, what are you as a man? you know, it'd be kind of funny. And there's a lot of heartfelt stuff that was going on, but it was kind of funny that it was all juxtaposed to this guy being naked all the time. Because there's a lot of heartfelt things going on. Like my friend died, but you look at him, he's just standing there naked and sad. But that's the other thing that I liked was the fact that so that game went from episode 2 into episode 3 and ended, and we started a whole new game within the same episode. It was kind of a nice pacing thing for me because I was marathoning this.
Yeah.
The fact that the episodes weren't just like, okay, the game's over, cut. It was more you got reinvested all over again because we jumped straight into the next game that took place in a prison, which I liked this game a lot.
I
Which
did. Yeah, I like that one.
so the smart guy got separated and he ran off and he joined a different game, which was all these people are in a prison and they're all wearing collars. And they have a little screen on the back of the collar that shows one of the four, what do you call them in cards?
I almost call them face club,
Suits?
face sets, something
Suits?
like that.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
like a suit.
suits. Your suits. Yeah.
Yeah, it shows like either a club, a diamond, a heart, or a spade on the back. So ultimately, what you have to do is the people are all in this prison and they pretty much have all the food they could ever need. And they have to get rid of one guy in the entire group, and they don't know who the king of, who was this person? You
That was the
remember?
Jack of Hearts, I think.
Was it Jack of Hearts? So they had to find the one guy and lie to him about what was on his screen in between rounds, so he would end up dying, so they could all leave. So it was kind of this cool thing of we only had one character that we're aware of, and he's kind of navigating a game by himself, and you're getting to see it all play out. And at the end of each round, after you get done like conversing and like talking to each other, you go to a separate solitary confinement cell and you say, "Oh, this is my suit because this is what people told me or what I think it is." And if you get it wrong, your neck blows up.
Everything's on the
um,
line.
yeah, and it was one of those mystery things that also like didn't show you everything, but I wasn't mad at that. Um, I was kind of just fine with watching it play out and kind of watching him navigate because I knew he was doing certain things by talking to people. Um, I thought it was kind of funny noticing that there's two characters who are like communicating via like picking certain cookies. Uh, each in between each round.
But you never like you as the viewer couldn't does it actually show you them doing that
It shows
before the reveal?
it doesn't show them. It shows them one of the characters one time because he talks to each of them and says these cookies taste better, and he holds up a bag of cookies from a different shelf.
I do remember that joke, yeah.
But he says it twice. You never see them passing each other. You just see them at that shelf individually. You never see them do it at the same time or even have any interaction at all. So that's
Gotcha.
where it's like it's kind of like keeping it from you, where it never showed those two characters actually being close to each other at all. Um, And I like how it ended up ending where they found out who it was. And then essentially they were going to torture this guy for information. And then he ended up just saying the wrong suit on the back of his collar in between rounds to kill himself. And they're like, he just blew his neck up.
It's no fun.
Yeah, we told him the right thing to say so we could keep torturing him. I think that was all for episode 3, though. Trying to think. Yeah, because then you get into episode 4, which ended up being Miss Hardcore Parkour and the
Yeah.
main character going off and they're exploring because the Anne, which is the business lady, and the fighter girl um, go off on their own, right? Because the fighter girl wants to go find the smart guy and the business lady, right?
Yeah.
So they separate and she goes off. And then the main character and Miss Hardcore Parkour go to. Was it kind of like just a gathering of people who were just hanging out, being like in an RV park almost? Just like, we're just living life, man.
Yeah, they kind of like accidentally stumbled upon it or something like that.
Yeah, they see where the King of Spades came through and shot everybody, and they
Oh
find this guy
yeah.
bleeding against an RV, and he's like, "Film," and he croaks, and then they go watch all the footage, and they get to see some of the characters in the past, them navigating the games, and they just get to see kind of like life and how people are playing this game. Um, and then you get to, and that's pretty much it. Until I think he shows up, the King of Spades comes back and starts
He does
shooting at the
come back.
RV, and
Yeah.
they make a break for it. Because the main character, gets separated from Miss Hardcore Parkour, and he gets knocked out, and he wakes up, and he got saved by a high school girl missing a leg and the military dude from the beach house. I thought he died in the first season. I guess I was just thinking that he did.
I also thought he died. So just
But it's been so long since we've seen it anyways that what are you gonna do?
yeah.
And then that leads into the high school girl missing a leg, her backstory. That game was horrific, Meshy.
Yeah.
Her first game it's essentially like the Dark Knight Rises, but instead of the football field caving in, boiling water gets launched and just starts melting people.
Yeah, it does. That was horrific.
Because I thought, I was like, oh my god, are they doing the Dark Knight Rises? It's like, no, this impossibly large tube is now just going to shoot boiling hot water like a geyser in the middle of this football field to literally just boil people alive. That was hard to watch. But kind of interesting. I wasn't expecting it. That's the thing. I was pleasantly surprised with a lot of the things that happened in this show because I wasn't expecting it to happen, and it surprised me, and it was just kind of nice.
Yeah, because they're allowed to be anything rather than being like grounded in reality, which I think helped a lot.
Yeah. Now and that's just a backstory, and this guy gets saved by older characters. One old character and then this new girl. The next game of tag sucked really bad. This game was the low point for the season, I feel.
Oh, okay. I'm glad it wasn't. I remember being like, "Oh, this is taking fucking forever."
Oh, it was so boring because there's nothing to the game. Essentially, it's essentially like just tag. You're playing tag. Everybody's got a button on their back, and each side takes turns. And during your turn, you can run around and tag people and change them over to your side. And essentially all that happens is like, the queen of, I forgot what she was. Well, she was a king and she was calling herself the queen. She was a
Yeah.
king. I forgot what suit she was, but she essentially got everybody except for Miss Hardcore Parkour, the main character, and the child she brought to the game because his time was running out, so he had to play a game in order to keep living. And then main character appeals to people's humanity and brings back everybody and tags everybody else, and then she dies. which was kind of metal because she was like, I'm going to live free to the end. And she proceeds to jump off of the roof before the laser shoots her in the head. But that game sucked. I'll be real. That game sucked.
Yeah.
But it led into my next favorite game, which was I dubbed it Acid Math.
Oh my god, that like like I knew they were gonna get acid dumped on them, but like watching it and just watching it like eat them alive. Oh my
As they
god.
screamed, that's the other thing. Like the violence was so visceral that and I've seen everything under the sun, Meshi. I wasn't ready for it to be like that.
Yeah. I
Uh,
wasn't ready for them to actually just like open mouth, look up, slowly disintegrating.
and just and then you hear the one guy's mouth who's open as he's trying to scream, but it ends up being like a gurgle because the acid went into his mouth. Oh man, people ate it really hard. And it was kind of fun. I didn't really like the smart guy in the first season. He just seemed kind of like I know everything, and it was kind of a boring character. I think he carried more of this season,
Yeah.
in his games. I enjoyed watching him play. And it's all averages and numbers and blah blah blah, and he ends up, you know, essentially having a theological debate with the other guy who honestly just wanted to make a fair game for people, and he tried everything he could to make it quote unquote fair. Um,
Yeah. All it took
but
was killing 3 other people to make that game fair.
and ultimately it came down to well, do you think you have the right to kill me? And he's like, damn. And because everybody else is like, you just clicked the wrong button. That's not my fault. But this one was like, wait, you showed me what you picked.
That's not
Now
fair.
I don't. You're right. I don't want to kill you.
But I also don't want acid on my hair.
um. So I enjoyed episode 6. Acid Math was a fun episode. Um. And then that leads us into episode 7, where we get a. Actually, hold on. Pause. We'll be right back. So that leads us into episode 7, and this was an 8-episode season, which I was glad it wasn't like 13, because I probably would have gotten it through today. No, I probably would have. This led us into our montage where we had a lot of the other lesser suits, like a lot of the I think the queens and the jacks. We get a montage of games happen, which essentially you get this OBS go. Oh, there it is. You essentially get this Tron dodgeball that these people are like playing on like these beams where I guess just trying to hit each other with colored balls.
Yeah.
We never get explained what the different colors of the balls necessarily do or any of that.
Or
We just
why you wouldn't just knock out the king or face card of this game and win.
yeah. So they were kind of speed running stuff. So we get glimpses of this. I wonder if they'll show the shogi. That's the first game. We essentially get like they just play shogi. It's not really all that interesting. It's just like, oh, 4 guys are playing a death match of shogi. The rope climbing looked awful because people were like swinging over and kicking people in the face, and as soon as they fell, they were getting shot in the head with the laser.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, the rope climbing one. The shogi one was fucking like I was like, some old man picked this fucking game.
You're just like, I want to play shogi with my friends.
No one will play me shogi, so I'm forcing all of you.
And then you had like a maze running thing. Did we ever? I can't remember because we have the group of people running away through the hallways trying to navigate and get their way to the exit door. Do we know what's chasing them?
Gosh.
I
No.
don't. I think they just show like screams of people. Um,
Yeah, I don't actually think you ever see it.
yeah, because it's there for just a little bit. Um, so just what a scene. Just um, and then the maze running, and then we get into we get so essentially just a montage of the fighter girl and the business lady Anne walking away cool from explosions
Yeah.
as they complete their own games. Um, and that leads into something that was really tough to watch, Meshi. It was really hard to watch. So essentially all the other games get completed except for guess who? The King of Spades. So they come up with this idea to lure this walking death machine into an alleyway so he can't get reloads.
Yeah.
And we see some of the most horrific violence I think I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
As you're watching people fight a guy with an assault rifle, and it it's kind of painful to watch. You're watching one girl literally get stabbed over and over again. You watch the poor high school archer girl hold the end of the assault rifle so the old man doesn't get shot, and then you just watch him pull the trigger and just a spray pattern up her body, just like it was so visceral.
All the only thing I could think about that during that entire time was like it just being him just being in that shop doing all those like aerosol cans,
Yeah.
right?
Uh
And then
huh.
like it just cutting back to everyone else dead and no one ever coming into that shop and he's just in there like where's everybody?
Oh, it. And then you had Miss Hardcore Parkour mount him from the back and try to put him in a choke lock, and he literally just stabbing her in the thighs, back and forth, trying to get her off, and ragdoll her across the alleyway.
Man, he threw her so fucking hard.
Oh, it was tough to like just it was tough to watch, and then they kind of got me. I thought the dude got shot in the face. Um, I
So did
feel like
I.
I feel like they kind of cheated with it, but whatever. What are you gonna do? They essentially lure him in to a second floor shop where the main character has opened up a bunch of aerosol can things so they could throw a grenade in and essentially blow it up and hopefully kill him. He pops the top off of the fucking bomb. So it's not gonna work. So the military guy has to jump out the window and shoot it midair. It's just a silly action scene that has no bearing in reality, right?
Right.
Um, but they kill him, or they get him. Um, and then you have that poor high school girl missing a leg who just seems to not die because it keeps cutting back to her like crawling and like crying and saying the old man's name.
That
Uh,
girl had with like is like comedic levels of I'm not dying. I refuse.
I refuse to die because not just once, it's like two or three times they cut back to her minutes later. Um, and she's still just like it was tough. And I was like, I guess that's how you have to do it. And then we lead into well, that's the other thing too. As the characters are separated, we get some stuff revealed. Like Anne climbs to the top of a mountain and just sees this giant mountainscape that's like, wait a minute, where the fuck even are we?
Yeah.
What is actually going on?
And like all the plants are like rapidly growing and like the city's becoming more mm, plant infested and animals are sprouting up more.
Yeah, like what's actually happening? And so then we lead into the final episode, which was I'm still trying to wrap my head around all of it. Oh man. So they go on top of a roof. It's just the main character and Miss Hardcore Parkour, whose thighs are bleeding out.
Oh,
And they get to the top and they see this lady, the last person. It's this lady at the top. She's like, I want to play, was it croquet?
yeah, croquet.
And she's like, you don't have to win or anything. You just have to play me in 3 games and then that's it. I'm like, oh, okay. And they start playing croquet. And they play 2 games and she's like, I want tea. He's like, no, let's play the game. She's like, no, tea time. And then we start getting into Meshi, my heart has never shattered quite as quickly ever in my life. Because they sit down and the main character is like, why are we in this death game? Just tell me what's happening. He's like, do you really want to know? You don't want to know. I'll tell you. and then it zooms out and you see the main character and you see Miss Hardcore Parkour suspended in air wearing tight black leather looking suits with blue lights on them. And she starts talking about how this is a game, that humanity has advanced so far into the future that no one cares about literally anything, and they want to have essentially live a virtual reality life where death actually still matters because somehow thousands of years in the future we figured out how to extend life to 300 years and nothing really matters anymore and people are bored. So you're playing a virtual reality game, and that's why it's so violent and why you're playing games, quote unquote, right?
Right.
And I'm like, wait, are they actually just doing Gantz? And then she says, yeah, because there's this thing going around about aliens abducting people and putting them in these games, but why would aliens do that? And why would any of that? Never mind, I'm lying. I'm like, wait, but that's just the plot of Gantz, though. The aliens and the abducting and putting people into death games. And no, bring it back. No, they called my thing stupid. And so my heart just shattered because, Meshi, I was losing my fucking mind when they showed them in the leather outfits with the blue lights. I was
I
like,
didn't even
oh
think
my
about
god,
that.
they're doing it!
It was Gantz the whole time.
And she talked about the aliens. I was like, oh my god, yes, the aliens! Yes, it's happening! They're doing it! And they're like, no, why would aliens do that? That's stupid. And I was
Yeah, that's stupid.
like,
What do you mean it's stupid? My
and
life.
then she tells like 2 more lies. Meshi, I need some help. I need some
Yeah.
help. Walk me through what happens.
But I remember the Gantz lie, and then
And it,
she tells him it was actually aliens, but then she's like, "No, that's silly. Why would aliens play Earth games instead of like
yeah.
alien based games?" And then she was like, "So don't you see? Everything is actually your creation. It's in your head. Nobody else is real except for you. You're just experiencing the trauma of your 2 friends dying in front of you and when a car hit them."
Yeah, at the beginning of the series.
She's basically gaslighting him into believing that this is all in his head.
And then it cuts to her being outside of it and being there. This is essentially just therapy, and that he's actually sitting at a table and taking medication and talking to his therapist. Um, and then Miss Hardcore Parkour is also a what would you call it?
A patient.
Patient, yeah, a patient there as well, and she cares about him, so that's why he came up with her, um, to fill that spot in his like mind fantasies and games. Um, and then it comes down to Miss Hardcore Parkour cuts her wrist in Minecraft to shock him out of the, I guess, the apathy and the which caught gaslighting, I guess, to shock him out of that.
Yeah.
So he knows to complete the game. And she's like, okay, that was a beautiful sacrifice, blah, 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 blah. You win. We'll play it out. Which seems like the longest game of croquet ever because the sun sets. They're still playing the last game.
That woman is just bleeding out from knife wounds and a
To the
wrist
leg.
cut. Like, how are you alive?
And my favorite part is she goes, "Is it over?" When it's finally done. Because she's like about to pass out from the blood loss as the fucking sun has set. And she's like, okay, you're going to find out everything. Once you answer a question at the end of this, and you'll find out, who you really are. What kind of person are you? And they get all the people who we thought were dead, but they were just slowly bleeding out in
over
the
the course of like 12 hours.
Or whatever it was of this entire lady's game and her monologuing. The entire episode, we think these people are dead in the street that I described getting shot horrifically and stabbed. They all get asked, do you want to be a part of this? Do you want to be a citizen of this quote-unquote country? And most of them are like, no.
Yeah, the smart ones are like, no.
And then I love the guy from the prison game who's just like, yes, of course I want to be here.
It's so amazing.
And the serial killer guy, both of them are like, oh, we're best pals because we're terrible human beings, and we want to rule this place. So yeah, we want to be citizens here. And then the rest of them are like, no, we don't want to be here. And then they get essentially teleported out into another reality, I guess, where it's almost like everything's reset, and then instead of fireworks happening and nothing happening, a meteorite falls out of the sky and a giant crash happens and people get horrifically hurt. And nobody knows each other from all the past death games and the entire season that we watched. So they're meeting each other again for the first time, if they come across each other. Am I getting that right?
Yeah, so I guess that's one way to think about it. Because my thought was, basically the reality is that the meteor hit Japan in that square, and basically what they were in was like purgatory,
Well,
effectively.
they talked about the quote unquote the borderland taking you quote unquote, and it being like, I thought about the purgatory thing, but the Joker card on the table leading into there being a whole nother season of it was like, is that actually it, or is this another? Well, I guess we're gonna find out eventually with season 3.
Yeah.
So I guess it was kind of ambiguous based on what it was, I guess. Because people are walking away like the high school girl lost her leg in it, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be weird that he would manifest that without knowing her beforehand and just literally having like a quote unquote, I passed out for a while. I guess you could do like joint purgatory into, are you ready to go to the afterlife, and people being like no, and getting sent back, and the meteorite being the thing that actually happened, or if this is some
Like
well, I guess
another
we're just gonna
game.
find out. Yeah. So the only thing that made me think otherwise was the Joker card, and then how things played out, and with there being, because I thought they could have like ended it there. With season 2 being like, do you want to go to heaven or like go to the afterlife now? And people being like, no, I'm not ready to go yet, and just being sent back, right?
Right.
But overall, I think we gave a long-winded summary of essentially the course of all the different games that happened, and then ultimate being ending on that note. I liked this season way more than the first season.
As did I.
The first season was just kind of a death game thing, and it was just kind of, was just kind of there, and it was just something to watch. And I mean, I enjoyed watching it, but this one, it sucked me in. You know, tractor beam. I was here for it. I'm kind of glad I kind of waited and watched it all in one day. Because I don't think I was gonna like want to. I wasn't gonna want to stop anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I when I did it, I also watched it in one day. So
Oh, I see. Birds of a feather, all in together now. Look at us. That's crazy. So I guess we're gonna end. Oh, have you watched season 3 yet?
no, I've been kind of too afraid to watch season 3
Are you
because like
scared of
now,
it falling apart?
yeah, I'm afraid of it. Just like because now that they're out of the get death game, like I'm like, where do they go from here? Do they turn around and be like, no, gotcha, you're actually still in it, or is it just kind of like them exploring the trauma of like realizing they were in one? Like,
Yeah, and that's the other thing too is this upcoming season, or it's already out. It's 6 episodes.
oh, really? Yeah, I haven't even checked how many episodes there are.
So I'm sure by next week we'll report back on season 3 and see how it goes. If you'll take the jump with me, Meshi, to see if this thing ruins itself.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course. Now that I have someone to watch it with, yeah, definitely watch
I'm
it.
caught up, Meshi. I woke up today and I said, all right, you and me, Alice in Borderland. I thought the title was awful. Kind of makes sense now, but
Yeah.
it reminded me of All You Need Is Kill. Alice in Borderland. Um, yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. That's a podcast. Thanks for joining us. Please subscribe to me. Give me a like. Let me know what you thought. If there's stuff you want us to check out and you made it this far, let me know. We're open to suggestions. We're not too snooty to not check out things, right?
Yeah, please give me ideas. I need help.
Anything.
Anything.
If you want to watch this live on Twitch, we react to trailers and stuff. I can't put that on YouTube because they'll what's the hook on the performing stuff?
Degrade you?
No, the hook, the literal hook that they pull performers off stage with.
Oh, oh shit, I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know off the top of my head.
It's okay. This bit was funny until I forgot what that hook is called. I mean, it wasn't really a funny bit. I just whatever. I'm gonna shut up now. If you want to watch us on Twitch, we're gonna react to trailers and stuff and just give our thoughts and stuff and new stuff coming out. Anyways, goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye.